What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from Anime Up. We're back at it again to discuss the latest and craziest updates in the Dragon Ball Super story. We got a new strongest fighter in the world, and we got to see him in action. Vegeta shocked everyone, and more crazy stuff happened, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy seeing these Dragon Ball videos and want to keep them coming, you know what to do. Channel the Saiyan Within and smash that like button like it was a heater. Remember, smashing that like button is Goku energy and passing is Yamcha energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future Dragon Ball Super videos and updates. And now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. This chapter is called Gas's Wish, and it fittingly starts with the Heaters. For them, it's a problem that Granola has finally stopped fighting with the Saiyans, since as we saw last chapter, Granola found out it was a Saiyan that saved him, and the Heaters are actually responsible for the death of his people, and more specifically, Elec is responsible for the death of his mother. Elec is surprised when he hears about the Namekian that popped up and stopped it because he believed that Monaito knew better than to meddle. It's hilarious to see Gas. He's always raring to go. He's always got his foot on the gas, so to speak. Once more, he's pretty much just like, let me at him. And Elec is the one that wants to be sure, not trusting in pre-wish Gas to get the job done. And honestly, despite how much he sucks as a person, this is a smart move by Elec. They tell Elec how to find the Dragon Ball and how to summon the dragon, and Elec promises to Gas that he'll see his wish fulfilled, which may be to get revenge or in some way make up for what happened against Bardock, which really seems to haunt him even to this day. God, I want to know what happened there. Unlike with Granola, Gas doesn't even think the wish is necessary and just says he's fine as he is, but Elec insists, saying it's the only surefire way for them to achieve their goals. Of course, even that's not surefire, as we saw, because warriors grow while battling, and he can still be surpassed even if he starts in the lead. I wonder how they'll handle this in terms of what the sacrifice will be. For Granola, it kind of made sense he'd sacrifice a bunch of his life because he agreed to it, but it would be kind of stupid for Gas to get his remaining lifespan sacrificed in the same way because it was Elec's idea. We'll see what happens, but so far, Gas is my favorite heater. He seems less corrupted and more like he just wants to fight and prove his strength, and maybe that's just because he looks the youngest. Rather than greed, him wanting to obey Elec comes off as loyalty. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. How will Gas respond if he finds out that Elec sacrificed Gas's remaining lifespan, just so he could use him as a tool? Let me know what you think about this in the comments, what will happen, and who is your favorite heater? That's the $1 million question. We now jump back to our guys, and Granola is understandably freaking out on Monaito. Because Monaito didn't say anything, Granola has actually served the guy that killed his mom. You could totally understand why he's angry. And side note, but I'm still loving this arc. This Granola and Heater stuff turned out to be way more interesting than I thought it would, not to mention the fact that we got a new epic form of Vegeta and more on Bardock's interesting backstory. Monaito's excuse is pretty understandable too. He says he wanted them to survive, so he didn't say anything. At least pre-wish Granola definitely would have only got himself killed after learning his true history. I can feel for Granola big time, but it also adds to his revenge arc even more, and it's ensuring that the eventual revenge will be all the more satisfying. Just like we assume, Monaito does say that Bardock beat Gas, and he even adds that Gas was very strong at that point. And then we get a very convenient interruption, so we don't hear how he beat him. That's going to be something to watch out for in the upcoming chapters. Either Bardock was stronger than we thought, or he somehow outsmarted Gas, even though Gas was more powerful. Either way, the storylines got me hooked, and I can't wait to find out. The interruption is actually the darkening of the sky because of the summoning of the dragon. Every Dragon Ball fan should be used to this by now. Everyone gets distracted here, and it's understandable, but if I was there, I'd be like, yo, what happened to Bardock though? But oh well, all in good time. We see this dragon again, and it must be noted the aesthetics of the dragon are great. However we feel about the only two balls thing, the design is fire. Then we also don't get to see the exact wording of the wish by Elec or the consequences of it. This chapter is really focusing on keeping the suspense going, and it's really working on me personally. As the sky returns to normal, we get those patterns in the back of the panel that I feel like we got with Moro 2, letting us know that they sense Gas's enormous power signature. Maki and Oil are shown first. Maki is so annoying here and arrogant, telling them that all that's left is to take out the trash. She's smiling and giddy, clearly feeling like our guys have already been checkmated. If we got Vegeta or Gogeta Vegeta right about now though, now that would be a checkmate, but let's see how they play it out. She even pours salt on the wound, thanking Granola for being such a team player all these years. Wow, it's really going to be satisfying when Maki gets her just desserts. Just saying. Granola's angry they sent Saiyans to kill him, of course, but she says they had no choice after he cheated to become the strongest. And I like that too, that they brought up the idea of cheating since a lot of fans felt that way about the Wish, and I know at least one person who dropped the series because of it. But I think the saving grace is that it's being used by antagonists rather than our main characters, who would never take such a shortcut. Then Maki presents them with the universe's new strongest warrior, Gas Ketchum. Pointless Pokemon reference aside, it's a pretty cool moment too because Gas has had a massive growth spurt. It kind of reminds me of Gon's transformation in Hunter x Hunter, so you can imagine it'll come at a cost. I'm not sure of the lifespan of these guys, but since Gas didn't age much in 40 years, I'm guessing it's naturally a lot. Finally, Goku and Vegeta find out that Granola also used the balls on this planet for a wish, and it's not that big of a reveal really, but Goku mentions that explains it, why he didn't seem used to his power. The rest of this chapter proceeds to be the Gas flexing on everyone portion. After a powerful opponent appears, we always get these kinds of flex moments, and this one is pretty great. Gas scares them with a finger laser and destroys the ship. He then proceeds to materialize a weapon and pins Granola painfully to the wall. Now these guys are tired from fighting, but it's still crazy to see how easily he just dealt with this dude who's been flexing on our main characters for multiple chapters. Things don't look good at all, which is great for suspense. Gas tells Granola he's never liked him, and again his immaturity comes through. He didn't like him because he felt like he alone should be enough muscles for the heaters, so he was just jealous that they relied on Granola too. He says he'll kill Granola and then Goku steps in to help, but then Gas uses his powers to create heavy weights around Goku's limbs so he can't move. This power looks super OP, can't wait to see how they end up dealing with it. At this point, Gas recognizes Goku as Bardock's son, and yeah, how can you not? It's pretty perfect for him who wants revenge against Bardock for that mystery thing he did to him in order to defeat him. It's kind of funny how Vegeta comes in with some useful information to answer Gas's question about Bardock and says Frieza slayed all the Saiyans and only a few are left. Gas simply says, is that so? At least this dude clearly had nothing to do with wiping out the Saiyans. Maki, as annoying as ever, chimes in that that's great and they'll finish what Frieza started, even though she would get wrecked by everyone. Goku tries reasoning with him and Gas is the one to reason with if any of them are, but Gas simply states they must perish because they threatened the Heater's plan. He is about to cut Goku with a newly materialized axe before Granola reveals that he's escaped by attacking Gas in the back. From the looks of it, Monaito helped him. It's nice seeing Granola trying to maintain his pride as number one. He says the title of the strongest belongs to him, but it's not very convincing. The dude is barely standing, his attack didn't really hurt from the looks of it, and Gas quickly smacks him away like a fly. I'm really enjoying this weapon materialization ability from Gas. It's like he's the Warhammer Titan. It's fun to guess what he'll create next and how he'll use it. So much potential with such an ability. While Gas is beating up Granola and being jealous because Alex saw value in him, Monaito uses very useful Namekian powers to make the strong weights disappear. Monaito proceeds to start healing Goku, begging him to save Granola. Goku, as dependable as ever in the face of a seemingly impossible undertaking, says sure, he'll do what he can. As the fight continues between Granola and the stronger Gas, we jump into a flashback of Granola's bounty hunter days when they first heard about him and recruited him. Alec first confronts Monaito, who's extremely upset at Alec for showing up here again after everything he did. Gotta give it to Monaito, he's definitely a super nice guy. It's at this point that Monaito explains to Alec that he didn't tell the truth to Granola because he knew Granola would just get himself killed if he found out the truth while seeking revenge. Then Alec goes on to make things very clear. He says if Monaito tells the truth, they'll both be killed. Alec proceeds to recruit Granola, and in order to convince him, he even uses the motivation of getting Monaito a better place to live with the money they'll give him. Now, in the present, Monaito is second guessing himself, saying it would have been better to die than serve Elec, and honestly, if that did happen, they could not use these Dragon Balls to make Gas so strong. However, I totally get why he did what he did, and it makes for a more interesting arc anyways. It is at this point where Monaito reveals that he can't actually manage to fully restore Goku's energy. Goku points out that Vegeta had a Senzu Bean and Vegeta simply tossed it with his armor. However, he rushes to look for it soon enough. In the meantime, Goku says he'll try to hold off Gas, and he even tells Vegeta that this Senzu Bean is his because Goku already ate one. It finally seems for a second like Vegeta may get to beat the villain of this arc. It's also really funny how Goku says that Vegeta can transform into that freaky face mode. I love that comment. Of course, Vegeta reminds him that it's called Ultra Ego, bro, and calls him a fool too. These guys have such an awesome friend vibe going on. Gas takes on Goku, and Goku actually manages to stop Gas's materialized blade and even breaks it, which is pretty cool to see. As Goku Super Saiyan Blue goes on the offensive, Gas materializes a shield and uses it to block his attacks. Before you know it, Gas appears behind Goku with a cartoonishly large mallet and sends Goku flying. I'm definitely enjoying these new powers, and the way Gas is using the powers kind of reflects Gas's immaturity too. Like he just saw this on Tom and Jerry and wanted to try it himself. Maki has another chance to be annoying, surprise surprise, when saying that these Saiyans aren't tough and maybe they didn't even need to make the Gas wish. I think that statement is totally premature since they haven't even seen the Saiyans at their full power, but hey, we didn't really know what Gas was capable of before the wish either. It's very safe to assume that he wasn't as strong as Granola, of course, who wished to be the strongest. We jump to Vegeta, who finds the Senzu Bean but doesn't immediately eat it. Very intriguing. While Gas continues to test out new weapons on Goku and Goku reverts to base form, we see Vegeta approach the very damaged Granola. Vegeta makes the truly shocking decision of giving the Senzu Bean to Granola instead of taking it for himself. And a lot of people will probably be like, yo, Vegeta just had a chance to shine and Goku was giving it to him, but now the writer is taking it away and giving it to Granola. However, to be fair, it is interesting characterization for Vegeta. Vegeta explains that he didn't take the Senzu Bean against Granola because he didn't want to take the coward's way out. But now he wants Granola to have it so he can satisfy his revenge. This has been a consistent thread running through this arc if you've been paying attention. Vegeta has really been empathizing with Granola because he's also been on that revenge grind before. He knows how important the revenge is to Granola, so he tells him to settle it with his own strength. For someone whose new form is called Ultra Ego, that's a very unegoic and selfless thing to do, because you know Vegeta would love another chance to fight and push his limits. It confirms that this new form will not be causing his character to regress into a super selfish dude. And that's where the chapter ends. Honestly, I really want Granola to get his revenge, even though I really want to see Vegeta shine too. Granola not only lost his mom and people, but even served the people that did it without knowing the truth. That sounds a lot like Vegeta's backstory, doesn't it? So it's not surprising that Vegeta wants to give this opportunity to Granola, and I totally respect him more for that, not less. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this chapter and what you expect to happen next. Will Granola get his revenge, or will we need an Ultra Ego Instinct fusion? The fusion definitely won't happen if it could be at all avoided because Vegeta and Goku don't like the idea, but if Gas is seen as a threat to the Earth too, you can see them opening up to the idea more. Let me know who your MVP was for this chapter. I gotta go with Vegeta. Loved his decision and compassion here. He seems to like taking people under his wing, like with Kaba, and it seems like he's doing a similar thing here with Granola. And that is it for this video. If you did enjoy this one and want to keep the Dragon Ball Super reviews coming, you know what to do. Channel the Saiyan Within, like that one dude on YouTube who used to try to become Super Saiyan, and smash that like button with no mercy. Remember, smashing that like button is Goku energy and passing is Yamcha energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future Dragon Ball Super videos and updates. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!